What if I told you that the most important decisions in your life, the habits you can't seem to break, and even the person you fall in love with, are all being directed by a silent partner you've never formally met? Imagine for a moment that you are the captain of a grand vessel sailing across the vast ocean of life. You stand at the helm, your hands on the wheel, believing you are in complete control of your destiny. You see the horizon, you feel the spray of the sea, and you chart your course. But deep below the deck, in the intricate engine room of your ship, a vast and brilliant crew is working tirelessly, a silent pilot who not only keeps the engines running, but has already plotted a course based on every current, every star, and every storm you've ever encountered. This silent pilot, this unseen architect of your life, is your subconscious mind, while your conscious mind, the part of you that's listening to my voice right now, the part that worries about your to-do list and decides what to have for dinner, accounts for only a tiny sliver of your mental life, perhaps just 5%. The other 95% is the domain of this hidden world. It is a world that manages an astonishing range of functions, from the rhythmic beating of your heart and the constant process of your breathing to the intricate filing system of your memories and the wild tapestry of your dreams. It is the silent, powerful force that guides you quietly yet profoundly through every single moment of your existence. Today, we're going to journey below the deck of your awareness and meet this invisible architect. We'll explore its hidden chambers, learn its ancient language, and discover how to work with it, not against it, to build a more intentional, empowered, and extraordinary life. Let's start with a simple choice. Picture yourself in a grocery store, standing in the cereal aisle. The shelves are a kaleidoscope of colors and promises, healthy choices, sugary delights, familiar brands from your childhood. You scan the options for a moment, and then your hand reaches out, almost on its own, and grabs a specific box. You might tell yourself you chose it because you felt like it, or maybe you remembered you were running low. But the truth is, that decision, which felt so immediate and conscious, was actually prepared by your subconscious seconds before you were even aware of making a choice. In that split second, your silent pilot accessed a massive database. It cross-referenced the brand with a warm memory from when you were 7 years old. It registered a faint emotional response to the color of the box, and it analyzed subtle cues from advertising you saw last week, but don't consciously remember. It presented its final recommendation to your conscious mind, which then simply narrated the action. I'll take this one. This is the profound and often unsettling reality of our free will. Our subconscious mind is constantly collecting and processing information from our environment, our memories, and our emotional state, setting a course before the conscious captain even knows the ship is turning. This isn't to say we have no choice, but rather that our choices are deeply influenced by a wellspring of programming we're not always aware of. Now, let's talk about habits. Think of a habit like carving a path through a dense forest. The very first time you try to get from point A to point B, it's hard work. You have to push through branches, navigate obstacles, and consciously think about every single step. This is your conscious mind learning a new action. But if you walk that same path the next day, it's a little easier. The branches are already slightly bent. After a week, a faint trail begins to form. After a month, it's a clear path. After a year, it's a well-worn road. You no longer have to think about where to step. Your feet just know the way. This is precisely how your subconscious creates a habit. Once an action is repeated enough times, whether it's brushing your teeth in the morning, driving to work, or reaching for your phone the moment you feel bored, the conscious mind says, "This is inefficient. I have more important things to focus on." It then hands the entire routine over to the subconscious, bundling it into an automatic program. This is an incredible energy-saving mechanism. It allows us to perform complex tasks without draining our limited mental resources. The problem is, the subconscious is not judgmental. It doesn't distinguish between a good path and a bad path. It only knows repetition. This is why bad habits are so incredibly difficult to change. Trying to break a habit like smoking or mindless snacking isn't just a matter of willpower. You're consciously trying to fight against a deeply carved, super efficient highway in your subconscious mind. Your conscious mind wants to take a new, difficult path through the forest, while your subconscious is screaming, "Why are we struggling through these thorny bushes when there's a perfectly good 6-lane freeway right here?" Understanding this is the first step toward genuine change. You can't just erase the old road. You have to patiently and consistently start carving a new one. With every repetition of a new, desired behavior, you are laying down a new neural pathway, a new trail in the forest. And over time, as the new path becomes more established, the old one will slowly become overgrown from disuse. Your subconscious mind never truly sleeps. It is your unseen guardian, the vigilant watchman who is perpetually on duty, ensuring your survival. While your conscious mind drifts into dreams, your subconscious is monitoring your environment, listening for strange noises, sensing changes in temperature, and keeping your heart beating. This is the same ancient, primal system that has kept our species alive for millennia. Imagine you're walking home late at night. The street is quiet, and your conscious mind is lost in thought about your day. Suddenly, you hear the faint snap of a twig behind you. Before you can even consciously register the sound, before you can turn your head or rationalize what it might be, a cascade of events has already been triggered within you. Your heart rate skyrockets. Adrenaline floods your system. Your muscles tense, ready for action. Your pupils dilate, taking in more light. Your entire body has shifted into a state of high alert. This entire sequence happens in a fraction of a second, orchestrated perfectly by your subconscious guardian. It detected a potential threat pattern, an unexpected sound in a vulnerable setting, and initiated a fight or flight response long before your conscious mind could even begin to evaluate the situation. It doesn't wait for your permission. Its first and only priority is your safety. This guardian is also at work when you perform feats that seem almost superhuman. Have you ever dropped your phone and, with lightning-fast reflexes you didn't know you possessed, snatched it out of the air just before it hit the ground? That wasn't your conscious mind making a series of complex calculations about trajectory and velocity. That was your subconscious, your inner guardian, running a predictive model based on a lifetime of spatial awareness and instantly directing your muscles to act. Even in sleep, its work continues. While you rest, it's not just keeping you breathing, it's actively rehearsing skills you learned during the day, a process known as sleep-based memory consolidation. If you were practicing a new piece on the piano, Your subconscious replays those finger movements, strengthening the neural connections. It's also organizing the day's memories, like a diligent librarian sorting through a massive pile of new books, deciding which ones to store in the long-term archive and which ones can be discarded. And through your dreams, it processes unresolved emotions and rehearses potential future scenarios, running simulations to better prepare you for the challenges of the waking world. It is the tireless, silent protector, constantly scanning your inner and outer worlds. Its primary directive unwavering: keep you safe, keep you prepared, and keep you alive. Long before humans developed spoken language, we communicated. We communicated through our bodies, our expressions, and a deep, intuitive sense of one another. This is the native language of the subconscious mind, a language it still speaks fluently today, often revealing our deepest truths without us ever saying a word. One of the most fascinating dialects of this language is the microexpression. These are tiny, involuntary flashes of emotion that flicker across our faces in as little as 1/25th of a second. They are too quick to fake and too fast to suppress. You might be consciously trying to project an image of confidence and calm in a negotiation, but for a fleeting instant, a micro-expression of fear or anger will betray your true feelings. Your subconscious is leaking the emotional truth, and while most people won't consciously register it, another person's subconscious often will, leading to that vague gut feeling that something isn't quite right. Your posture is another one of its powerful forms of communication. Think about how your body physically changes with your emotional state. When you feel anxious or defeated, your subconscious gently pulls your shoulders forward, curves your spine, and lowers your gaze, a primal posture of protection and submission. It's as if it's trying to make you a smaller target. Conversely, when you feel joyful, confident, and proud, your subconscious opens your chest, pulls your shoulders back, and lifts your chin. This isn't just a reflection of your mood, it's a two-way street. By consciously adopting a more open and powerful posture, you can actually send feedback to your subconscious, influencing it to shift your emotional state. And then there are the gut feelings, that powerful, intuitive sense that seems to come from nowhere. This is perhaps the most direct form of communication from your subconscious. It is the result of a rapid, high-speed analysis of patterns that your conscious mind has long forgotten or never even registered. Your subconscious is like a master detective, noticing a subtle shift in someone's tone of voice, a gesture that contradicts their words, or a situation that faintly echoes a negative experience from a decade ago. It processes all this data in an instant and delivers its conclusion not as a logical argument, but as a visceral, physical sensation, a knot in your stomach, a feeling of unease, or an inexplicable pull towards someone. Learning to trust these feelings is like learning to listen to the wisdom of a trusted advisor who has access to a far more extensive library of your life experiences than your conscious mind does. It is your subconscious speaking its truth directly through the language of your body. Where do our greatest ideas come from? We often imagine moments of genius as a lightning bolt of inspiration, a sudden flash of brilliance that arrives out of nowhere. But more often than not, that aha moment is the final, visible stage of a long and mysterious process that has been unfolding deep within the subconscious mind. Psychologists call this process incubation. It works like this. Your conscious mind wrestles with a difficult problem. You analyze it from every angle, you brainstorm, you struggle, and eventually, you hit a wall. Frustrated, you decide to give up for a while. You go for a walk, take a shower, or drift off to sleep. And it is in this moment of surrender, when your conscious mind steps aside, that your subconscious, your inner innovator, truly gets to work. It doesn't stop thinking about the problem. Instead, it approaches it in a completely different way. It's not bound by logic or linear thinking. It's a master of making connections, of seeing patterns where none seem to exist. It takes the problem and starts weaving it together with seemingly unrelated concepts. A memory from childhood, a line from a song, the pattern of leaves on a tree. It works quietly in the background, like a supercomputer running complex simulations. Then, when the connection is finally made, the solution surfaces. It bubbles up into your conscious awareness, often in a moment of relaxation, and feels like a sudden, miraculous insight. The famous story of Archimedes shouting Eureka in his bathtub is a perfect example. He had been consciously struggling with the problem of measuring the volume of an irregular object. It was only when he relaxed in the bath and saw the water level rise that his subconscious connected the displacement of water with his problem, delivering the solution in a flash of insight. This wellspring of creativity is available to all of us. The key is to feed your subconscious mind with information and curiosity, work hard on a problem, and then have the wisdom to step away and trust that your silent partner is still on the job. Dreams are another, more surreal expression of this incredible creativity. When we sleep, the logical, critical part of our brain powers down, and the subconscious is given free rein of the theater of our mind. It becomes a playwright, a director, and an entire cast of actors, staging bizarre, symbolic narratives. Dreams are not just random noise. They are a glimpse into the inner world of the subconscious as it experiments with unresolved ideas, processes the emotional baggage of the day, and communicates in its native language of metaphor and symbol. Anxieties might transform into monsters we are running from, while desires might manifest as flights through an open sky. By paying attention to our dreams, by writing them down and reflecting on their themes, we can gain invaluable insight into the hidden corners of our own psyche, discovering the fears, hopes, and creative solutions that are simmering just beneath the surface of our awareness. Your perception of the world feels direct and unfiltered. You see a red apple, and you believe you're simply seeing red. You listen to a piece of music, and you believe you are hearing objective sound waves. But your reality is not a perfect mirror of the outside world. It is a construction, a story woven together by your subconscious mind, and it is constantly being influenced by forces you never even notice. Not all signals from our environment are strong enough to break into our conscious awareness, but that doesn't mean they aren't detected. Your subconscious is constantly picking up on subliminal cues. A fleeting image flashed on a screen, a word whispered too faintly to consciously hear, a scent wafting by on the breeze. These subtle inputs can profoundly influence your mood, your preferences, and your decisions without you ever knowing why. This is particularly true with our sense of smell. Of all our senses, smell is the most ancient and is wired directly into the brain centers for memory and emotion, the amygdala and the hippocampus. This is why a specific scent can unlock a flood of memories and feelings with a surprising and overwhelming force. The smell of freshly cut grass might transport you back to the soccer fields of your childhood, filling you with a sense of nostalgia and joy. The faint scent of a particular perfume might instantly evoke the memory of a person you once loved, along with all the complex emotions tied to that relationship. Your conscious mind may not have thought of that person in years, but your subconscious, the keeper of your emotional archive, recognized the cue and pulled the entire file. Even your perception of time is not fixed. It is a fluid and subjective experience crafted by your subconscious. Think about it. When you are completely engrossed in an activity you love, when you are in a state of flow, hours can feel like minutes. Your subconscious, sensing your engagement and joy, compresses your perception of time. Conversely, when you are in pain, anxious, or bored, every second can feel like an eternity. A 5-minute wait at the doctor's office can feel longer than a 30-minute conversation with a good friend. Your subconscious, influenced by your emotional state and the novelty of the experience, is constantly stretching and shrinking the moments of your life. You are not just living through time, you are living through the story of time as told by the ghost in your machine. Realizing this gives you a new power. By changing your emotional state, by bringing more novelty and engagement into your life, you can literally change the texture and pace of your own existence. Think back to the first time you tried to ride a bicycle. It was an exercise in conscious overload. You had to think about balancing, pedaling, steering, and braking all at the same time. Every movement was clumsy, deliberate, and exhausting. Your conscious mind was trying to micromanage a process that was far too complex for it to handle efficiently. But then, through practice and repetition, dozens of falls and wobbles, something magical happened. The instructions began to transfer from your overburdened conscious mind to the vast, capable storage of your subconscious. The skill became muscle memory. Today, you can likely ride a bicycle without giving it a single conscious thought. You can navigate turns, adjust your speed, and even hold a conversation, all while your subconscious handles the intricate dance of balance and motion. It has become an automatic program running flawlessly in the background. This is the work of your subconscious as the architect of skill. Through practice, it takes complex, conscious actions and streamlines them into elegant, efficient, and effortless routines. This is the secret behind the breathtaking performance of elite athletes and world-class musicians. When a tennis player executes a perfect serve in a split second, they are not consciously calculating the angle of the racket and the force required. Their conscious mind simply sets the intention, serve to that corner, and then gets out of the way. The subconscious takes over, activating a highly practiced routine that bypasses the slowness of conscious thought and hesitation. This is the state of being in the zone, a state of flow where performance feels automatic and effortless. It is a beautiful collaboration where the conscious mind acts as the director and the subconscious acts as the star performer, executing its role with a grace that unthinking alone can achieve. This process applies to countless skills in our lives. Learning to type, playing a musical instrument, cooking a familiar recipe, or even the social skill of telling a compelling story, they all follow the same path. They begin as conscious, clumsy efforts and, through repetition, become ingrained in the subconscious, freeing up our conscious mind to focus on higher level strategy and creativity. The lesson here is profound. Mastery in any field is not about thinking more. It's about building the skill to a point where you can afford to think less. It is about trusting the architect within you, the silent partner who, with enough practice, can turn awkward effort into pure, unthinking grace. We often think of communication as the words we choose, but so much of our interaction with others happens beneath the surface, in a quiet, synchronized dance orchestrated by our subconscious minds. In any given conversation, your subconscious is working tirelessly as a social synchronizer, building an invisible thread of connection and rapport. Have you ever noticed that when you're deeply engaged in a conversation with a friend, you start to subtly mirror each other? Without realizing it, you might adopt the same posture, use similar hand gestures, or even find that the rhythm and pitch of your voices have begun to align. This isn't a conscious act of imitation. It's a powerful, subconscious process known as limbic resonance. It's an ancient, primal signal that says, I am like you, I am with you, you are safe. This mirroring creates a sense of trust and empathy that smooths the gears of social interaction, making communication feel effortless and natural. Your subconscious is essentially creating a feedback loop of connection, fostering a sense of rapport on a level far deeper than words. Your subconscious is also a master decoder of body language. Long before you have consciously processed what someone has said, your subconscious has already scanned their posture, their gestures, and their facial expressions, instantly giving you a sense of how they truly feel. It's the reason you can walk into a room and immediately feel the tension, or meet someone for the first time and get an instant sense of warmth and trustworthiness. Your subconscious is picking up on thousands of nonverbal cues and synthesizing them into that familiar vibe or gut feeling about a person or situation. Even an act as simple as yawning can be a window into this hidden empathy. Contagious yawning is not just a sign of tiredness. It's linked to our capacity for empathy and social bonding. When you see someone yawn, especially someone you feel connected to, your mirror neuron system fires and your subconscious interprets the cue, aligning your own physical state with theirs. It's a primitive, unconscious signal that we are part of a group, attuned to the states of those around us. Understanding this hidden social synchronizer can make you a more effective and empathetic communicator. It encourages you to pay attention not just to what people say, but to the rich, silent language their subconscious is speaking through their body, and to trust the invisible threads of connection that your own subconscious is constantly weaving between you and the people in your world. Perhaps the most profound and life-shaping role of the subconscious mind is its function as the keeper of your deepest memories and beliefs. It is the tireless archivist of your life, but it is also the author of the fundamental rulebook by which you live, a rulebook that was largely written before you could even consciously read. The experiences of your early childhood, especially those between the ages of 0 and 7, are etched deeply into your subconscious. During this period, your conscious critical mind is not yet fully formed, and you are like a sponge, absorbing the world around you, the words you heard, the emotions you felt, and the ways you were treated, all formed powerful emotional imprints that became the foundation of your core beliefs. Beliefs like, I am safe, I am loved, the world is a dangerous place, or I have to be perfect to be accepted, are not stored as intellectual ideas, but as deep emotional truths in your subconscious. These beliefs form the blueprint of your reality. They act as a powerful filter, coloring how you perceive and react to every event in your adult life. Two people can experience the exact same event, a job rejection, for example, but their subconscious beliefs will dictate a completely different response. One might see it as proof of their unworthiness, while the other sees it as a simple mismatch and an opportunity to find something better. This system is not a perfect, objective archivist. It can be persuaded to accept false memories if they are suggested with enough emotion and authority. It can also bury traumatic memories deep within its archives as a protective measure, a phenomenon known as repression, shielding the conscious mind from pain it isn't ready to handle. The most stunning demonstration of the power of subconscious belief is the placebo effect. A patient can be given a simple sugar pill, but if they are told it is a powerful new medicine and they believe it will work, their body can produce real, measurable physiological healing. It is the subconscious mind holding the belief, I am healing, that directs the body's chemistry to reduce pain, fight inflammation, and accelerate recovery. The inverse is also true. The nocebo effect shows that a negative belief can create negative physical symptoms. If you firmly believe something will make you sick, your subconscious can actually trigger feelings of nausea or pain. This reveals a powerful truth. Your subconscious beliefs have a direct and profound impact on your physical well-being and your experience of life. The stories it holds about who you are and what is possible for you are not just stories. They are the active, creative force that shapes your world from the inside out. Changing your life, therefore, is not just about changing your actions. It is about the deeper, more meaningful work of understanding, updating, and rewriting the core beliefs held in the vast, powerful archive of your subconscious mind. As we draw our journey to a close, it's clear that we are not simply at the mercy of this silent pilot within. We are not just passengers on a ship being steered by a mysterious force. The greatest lesson we can take from understanding our subconscious mind is that we have the power to move from the passenger seat into the co-pilot's chair. The ultimate goal isn't to control the subconscious, for it is far too vast and powerful for that, but to build a relationship with it. It's about learning to communicate with it, to understand its language, and to work in partnership with it to create the life you consciously desire. The advice drawn from our journey today is not about complex techniques, but about simple, consistent practices of self-awareness. First, become a better listener. Start a journaling practice. By writing down your thoughts and feelings without judgment, you allow the whispers of your subconscious to come to the surface. Pay attention to your dreams. Keep a dream journal by your bed and write down whatever you can remember upon waking. Don't worry about interpreting them perfectly. Simply, the act of honoring them opens a channel of communication. Second, speak its language. Your subconscious communicates through feelings, images, and metaphors. This is why practices like visualization are so powerful. When you vividly imagine a desired outcome and, most importantly, feel the emotions of achieving it, you are planting a powerful seed in the fertile ground of your subconscious. You are giving it a new blueprint to work from. And finally, be patient and consistent. You are working to carve new neural pathways, to build new roads in the forest of your mind. This doesn't happen overnight. Every time you choose a new, positive action over an old, automatic habit, you are strengthening that new path. Every time you consciously choose a more empowering belief, you are updating your inner operating system. The journey of working with your subconscious is the journey of a lifetime. It is the path to breaking free from self-limiting patterns, unlocking deeper creativity, and healing old wounds. It is the ultimate act of self-discovery and self-creation. And so, I want to leave you with a couple of questions to ponder. What is one habit or pattern in your life that, after our discussion today, now makes a little more sense when you think of it as a subconscious program? And have you ever had a powerful gut feeling or a moment of intuition that turned out to be absolutely right? I would love for you to share your stories and insights in the comments below. Our shared experiences are a powerful way for us all to learn. Thank you for joining me on this incredible journey into the hidden world within. I wish you health, happiness, and a wonderful, ever deepening relationship with your own invisible architect. If this exploration resonated with you, please consider subscribing to the channel for more journeys into the amazing and powerful world of the human mind. Until next time, be well.